Hello everyone and welcome back to a short EP review, and in this video I'm going to review Are You Happy by NNAMDY. For me, NNAMDY is definitely one of the most interesting artists I've discovered in recent memory. His album Brat, that was released the previous year, was undoubtedly one of the most unique and exceptional experiences I've had in 2020. It was one of my top albums of this year, and it was just a combination of styles and genres that was unlike everything I've heard before, and it was done amazingly. But what's also really interesting is that when you get further into his discography, you discover that anything else he does is not like Brat. He doesn't stick into one specific sound. He constantly develops and evolves, and all of his works just sound very different one from each other. He goes into multiple different styles and genres, and I highly appreciate that. And that is also the case when it comes to this brand new EP over here, Are You Happy? While you can say that is kind of the closest when it comes to Brat in terms of its beats, it doesn't really have the math rock elements, but this is still a new chapter from NNAMDY and another kind of refreshing release. Now this one in particular is produced and mixed by an individual called Lenin, which seems to have a very specific route when it comes to the type of production and sounds they want to create. This EP in particular seems to have a big focus when it comes to beats, with some of them being kinda complex and on fast tempo. In some occasions you get some like old school directions of drum and bass with like jungle elements in the sound, or also you might have some other occasions that might feel a bit reminiscent of like drill and bass style, which is certainly very interesting. But the thing that gets apparent really quick, even in terms of like such a short EP, is that Lenin seems to be a bit of a one-trick pony when it comes to like the style with the beats and the instrumentals. Most of them feel kinda identical to sound. Now when it comes to like the track listing, the very first track, Barely Reason for a Smile, is undoubtedly my favorite moment over here. I love like the intro and the outro having those very smooth sort of orchestral moments that sound amazing, and it's like the closest we get in a direction of like what NNAMDY did with Brat. It is a track that I like that in terms of anything else it feels much more balanced and much more cohesive. The rest of the tracks seem to go into a bit of a more messy route, while what this first track does feels really appropriate, and it's just a really good moment, and it's definitely my favorite moment in the EP. Then we get the remix of the track Glass Casket, which once again, like with the original, we get a very lengthy introduction, but this one in comparison to the original, which was very slow paced and soothing, this one goes into a bit of a faster and more chaotic route, which in my opinion it's not like the most appropriate for this particular song. I can't really say that it works all that greatly. I like some of the beats, the instrumental is definitely pretty decent, but in my opinion it doesn't work the best with this particular track, and so the overall execution seems kinda off-putting. Other than that, I just feel that it's an okay remix, but still not really that I'm head over heels for. The track Doing Too Much definitely has some of the most beautiful moments when it comes to this whole EP, and it's also the one track that seems to go kinda the closest to this direction of drill and bass. The beat reminds me a bit of Aphex Twin's tracks era, obviously not being as chaotic and as out there, but some of the more soothing parts of tracks definitely feel really well implemented in this particular song, so in my opinion it makes for some pretty decent moments. But then after that we get the track Backseat, which in my opinion is definitely my least favorite moment. It is like the silliest track in my opinion out of this EP. It feels kinda weird and disconnected with all of its sounds and its approaches. I mean, it has its moments, it has some interesting ideas to it, but overall as a song it was not one that really left that much of an impression on me. And then finally we have the track You Don't Know featuring Sen Morimoto. This track, in my opinion, it started a bit slow and not really having that many interesting ideas to it. I think it ends strong though, with its second half having some really nice elements of like drum and bass with the beats, and especially the bass having this really old school nostalgic feel of like drum and bass, which feels really awesome. And in my opinion, this definitely saves the song. It makes it have its moments and just sound really good. The overall production on this particular song is really awesome at times. And yeah, I liked some of the directions that it took, especially towards the second half. So in my opinion, this EP is definitely not mind-blowing, and at some occasions it could have been executed even better in my opinion. There was room for improvement. However, I still admire that NNAMDY went for something different once again, just adding another refreshing release in his catalog. And for what it is and for what it does, I definitely like it. I think it's a pretty decent project. I'm gonna give Are You Happy a 7 minus out of 10. What's your opinion on this EP? Like it, dislike it, why, and what do you want me to review next time? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.